What if I told you the moment a company goes public is often the moment smart money quietly starts exiting, and the people rushing in are usually the ones funding that exit? Let me tell you a story. Jake is a regular guy who works a 9-to-5 job and tries to save money. One night, while scrolling online, he hears about a hot new company going public. Everyone is talking about it. News channels are excited. Social media is full of hype. This is your chance to get in early, they say. Jake feels something powerful. It's not logic, it's urgency. He starts imagining missing out. He imagines his friends getting rich without him. So, on IPO day, he buys the stock. At first, the price goes up. Jake feels like a genius. But weeks later, the stock starts falling. Months later, it's down 40%. Jake is confused. How did I lose money when I got in early? He asks himself. Here's the uncomfortable truth. Jake didn't get in early. He got in last. Let's understand why. An IPO, or initial public offering, is when a private company sells its shares to the public for the first time. It sounds like an opportunity, but there's a deeper question most people never ask. Why now? Why would a company suddenly decide to sell ownership to the public? The answer is not just growth. The answer is liquidity. Early investors like venture capitalists and founders have been holding these shares for years. They're sitting on massive paper profits, but paper profits are not real money until someone buys their shares. And that someone is often the public. That someone is you. An IPO is not just an opportunity, it is also an exit door. Now here's where psychology comes in. IPOs are designed to trigger emotions. Scarcity makes you feel like you might miss out. Social proof makes you feel like everyone else is winning. Authority bias makes you trust big institutions backing the company. And the most powerful trigger is fear of missing out. Your brain tells you a story. If I don't act now, I'll regret it forever. But top investors don't react like this. They pause. They ask a different question. Who is selling and why? Because every trade has two sides, and the person with more information usually wins. Think of an IPO like this. Imagine someone spent 10 years building a beautiful restaurant. It becomes successful and popular. Then, one day, they decide to sell pieces of that restaurant to the public. Ask yourself something simple. Would they sell it when it's struggling or when it looks its best? They sell it when it looks its best, because that's when people are willing to pay the highest price. This does not mean every IPO is bad, but it does mean something important. You are often not buying early potential. You're buying a story that is already priced in. Here's the deeper insight. The goal is not to get in early. The goal is to get in right. Early does not always mean profitable. In fact, IPO investors often face a hidden disadvantage. Insiders know everything about the business. You only know what is shown in headlines, and headlines are designed to create excitement, not clarity. The best investors understand one thing. The biggest risk is not missing out. The biggest risk is being the buyer that allows someone else to cash out. So, what should you do? When you see an IPO, don't immediately ask if you should invest. Ask better questions. What real problem does this company solve? Is it actually making money or just growing fast? Who is selling shares and how much are they selling? And most importantly, would you still want to invest if nobody was talking about it? Sometimes the smartest move is to wait. Let the hype settle. Let the real performance show up. Let reality replace the story. Because waiting is not weakness. Waiting is strategy. Remember this, in the stock market, you are not just buying companies, you are buying narratives. And the moment you learn to see beyond the narrative is the moment you stop following the crowd and start thinking like the people who profit from it.